So which one did I prefer? University of Law or BPP? Two of the biggest graduate law school providers that are preparing the next generation of solicitors and barristers. It's so hard to answer that question. University of Law, bye. Video's done. I'm not even trying to be dramatic when I say this, but I have actually not heard one person say something positive about BPP. And I think it can be difficult for students to voice their criticism of these universities if they have a training contract provider, because they don't want to be seen as maybe too critical. My platform is based on university life, so I think that gives me like kind of a free pass for this. But if I do go missing, then there you go. Speaking of law school, one way to make your application more competitive is to gain job-ready skills from prestige institutions, and you can do that with today's sponsor, Coursera. Coursera is a global online learning platform that offers anyone, anywhere, access to online courses at an affordable price, including Google Professional Certificates taught by Google. The Google Professional Certificate ranges from digital marketing, data analytics, project management, UX design, and more. And you don't even need any experience or degree to enroll. So if you maybe didn't do as well as expected in university, you want some additional extracurricular, or if you simply want to just start a new career path, then this is your sign. I started the Google Data Analytics Certificate, and the best thing about it is the flexibility to learn at your own pace. And because it's 100% online, I can learn on weekends, on my commute, during my lunch break, at work. If you dedicate 10 hours per week to the program, you can earn your certificate in basically less than 6 months. Once you complete it, you'll then receive a professional certificate, which you can put on your CV or share on your LinkedIn. And when you share your certificate, make sure you add me on LinkedIn so I can connect with you and engage. If you need support with your CV or connecting to employers, Coursera also have career support resources to help get you job ready. If you are interested, you can do a 7-day free trial of your chosen Google Professional Certificate to grow your skills and career. All the information is linked in my bio. Good luck. So for context, I did the GDL at BPP University in the Cambridge campus. With my LPC, I did the accelerated LPC LLM, and I did that on the Moorgate campus in London. But I also want to compare what it's like being sponsored by a law firm. Because when I did my GDL, I was self-funded, and then when I did the LPC, I was sponsored by my training contract provider. Now the first thing is teaching style and teaching methods. With the lectures that University of Law put online, for every single one, they had a transcript. So you could print off the actual transcript of the lecture and you could watch it at the same time. But it was just a little add-on that made the learning experience just a lot more accessible. These times, BPP, there was one lecture for Constitution and Admin Law. It was just... because they have audio issues. And bear in mind, I was paying out of my own pocket, so I was just a lot more critical. With the LPC at University of Law, they did quite a lot of online classes. Like there'll be 3 classes for one elective throughout the week. And so technically you could go to like each one or a different one that suits your timetable. And I would go and sometimes there'd be just classes of like 5 people. There was a couple of occasions where there was just me and the other tutor. Okay, now let's talk about student support. So, you have to bear in mind that I was sponsored with the LPC. So when it came to things like finances, it was not an issue. And this is why I'm so grateful for my training contract provider, because those fees were a lot and the allowance, not. And both universities will basically say to you, like, you won't get your results until you pay us the money you owe us. There was one time where like I missed a payment and they would call me like non-stop asking for this money. So I had paid BPP, and then when I was supposed to get my results, I didn't, because someone behind the scenes just didn't say he paid. So it's funny because they were so quick to hunt me down when it came to getting the money. But when it was me calling them and saying, okay, you've got the money, can you now release my results? I waited hours, like on the phone. I think I have a screenshot I want to show you. I was on hold for so long. I emailed and emailed. I messaged on Facebook, I messaged on Twitter. I was like, I need my GDL results. Like, why would you not just give me my results? I paid. And I just think, oh, it was just, they really are. We're in the GDL where like I paid a lot up front and then I was working alongside to make the next payment. And the fact that like I have to factor in work and that takes me away from studying. Compared to the LPC where I could literally dedicate the entire 6-7 months to the LPC. Granted, I did do a few sponsorships, but the majority of time was dedicated just to the LPC. Having a sponsor is just unparalleled. You're not just paying for tuition fees, you're also paying for living costs and then also like the resources that are associated with just doing well at school. And I think when you're paying money directly from your own pocket, you are going to be a lot more critical when something goes wrong. And that could just easily associate you with more stress, which is just detrimental to the fact that you're doing this degree, you're doing this course so that you can get the best grade and then make the strongest application for your pupillage or your TC. Let's do student support, like just general admin stuff. So I found University of Law really quick. You send an inquiry and it takes 2 days to get back to you. But it will be things like, hi, University of Law, I need to apply for my council tax to be reduced because I'm a student. Can you please update it to this new address? Boom. Next day, here's a letter with the new address you sent it to the council. Hi, University of Law, I have exams coming up and I really would like my timetable. Boom, here's a timetable with all the dates. Other thing with student support that I want to talk about is counselling. With BPP, I feel like they made me need to get counselling. And with University of Law, the counselling service was phenomenal. And then also there was the disability team as well, which again, I found really quick. You could call them, and because I think they're less busy compared to some of the other departments, you know, they will answer and they will help you on the phone. With BPP, I think I just never really felt like encouraged to seek help there. I'm sure that's probably just my experience and that's probably specific to being on the Cambridge campus. And again, some people I know, well no, that's a lie. I don't know anybody who enjoyed it, but I'm sure there are people in the comment section now who will say how much they enjoyed it. And I don't want you to think negatively, but I just really liked University of Law. However, the one aspect that they flopped, and I mean this, is the assessments team during our advocacy exams. So there was a period of 2 weeks where we were told that we're gonna have a slot for our advocacy exams, and this was usually either like a summary judgment application. They told me a week before in writing that I was going to be the applicant. So for a whole week, I had prepared for the applicant. Now, the day before, we noticed there's some issues with timetabling, and we email can we have an update to the assessment team? No reply. We then go to the judge, so the professor who was acting as the judge on the day. We go to him before and we say can we just clarify that this is the correct information? And the professor who's acting as the judge says, yep, I can clarify this is the time. Ibrahim, you will be the respondent. I was like, sir, can you double check because I'm actually applicant? He's like, no, I've got here, you're the respondent. And the way that I resolved that was through one of the advantages of having a training contract provider and being sponsored. And that's because, like every other student, when I did the LPC at University of Law, I was assigned a tutor, okay? Let's call him generic tutor. And then with my training contract and their relationship with University of Law, they said oh, by the way, there's also someone else, if you want to speak to them, they can also offer you some advice and guidance during your time here. And let's call them training contract tutor. And just to show you the difference, I once went to my generic tutor and I was like, hi, I've noticed that, intellectual property isn't on my timetable. Is there any way that it could be updated, or could I find a reason as to why? And the response I got from the generic tutor was well, I don't deal with the department. You need to contact the person who's in charge of it or contact timetabling. I was like, okay, that's fine, okay. I then reached out to the training contract tutor who said to me, hi, Ibrahim, here's the direct contact that you need. Here's his email address. By the way, here's a screenshot of the timetable that I found where a scheduled intellectual property lecture is. Why don't you attend that? And if you want me to, I can speak to the lecturer and I can tell him that you're going to be in the lecture as well while you figure things out with timetabling. Second scenario. This was during Ramadan and just after we had finished the first term of LPC exams and we're moving on to second term. So you don't get a break. It's non-stop. You don't get one week off. It's non-stop. So I was exhausted. I emailed the generic tutor hi, I'm feeling a bit exhausted. I just wanted to reach out and maybe ask for any advice you have. And his response was, have you considered intermitting? Bye. Intermitting, dropping out. I then sent the same concern to the TC tutor, who was like to me, let's have a call in 10 minutes and let's just talk. And that was all I needed. I just needed like someone to talk to me and to speak to me, and then I felt absolutely fine after that. I just literally needed like just advice from an experienced staff member just to tell me like, you know, this is what happens, everyone goes through this. And so then rewinding back, when I was told from the assessment team that I'm the respondent in the advocacy exam and not the applicant, I went to the TC tutor straight away, who sorted it all out. He was like to me, hi Ibrahim, I've spoken directly to the assessment team. They've reassured me that you are going to be the applicant. Please carry on the way you are. And I was just like, it made such a big difference. And I think that I would be so upset knowing that I would pay for the LPC from my own pocket and have the generic tutor who just wouldn't give me the kind of level of support that, I don't know, like I think that I could get from being sponsored. It's quite politically unfair. However, this is the reality of these law schools. And so I was very grateful, so grateful for the TC tutor. And he even emailed me recently to congratulate me on the results, like amazing guy. Lastly, let's talk about the student community. So when I went to BPP, obviously the first half was in person because COVID hadn't happened yet. And I feel like got along. Diversity-wise, yeah, it wasn't that great, but I had been to Oxford, so I expected this, and I learned how to adapt. And I made like a good few friends, you know, we had like a nice WhatsApp group with the LPC. Guys, I have 2 friends. I have 2 friends and I've been there for like 7-8 months. But that still didn't stop me from reaching out to people. I want to show you some screenshots of messages. I knew law school was competitive, and I knew that some people can be quite standoffish. So I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna be myself, very friendly, throw a few jokes in here. You know, maybe I can get someone's number and we can create a WhatsApp group and we could just, you know, be each other's like trauma buddies. Got ignored on the first day by this person. Then after a while, in one of my electives, you know, I thought, okay, well, let me reach out to another friend and be like, you know, hey, shall we share notes? Guys, look at this screenshot, please. I said, do you want to show you numbers? They said, my phone is in the shop. Guys, this is just a humbling par. I was parred. If you are a lawyer or a future lawyer or a student at law school, please connect with me on LinkedIn. Apart from that, follow me on Instagram and TikTok, and I will see you in the next video. Take care, guys.